To the Honorable Oscar George, Minister of State in the Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development with special responsibility for sports. Mr. Trevor Shillingford, the Sports Coordinator. Ms. Colita Hamilton, President of the Dominica Netball Association. Players, parents, members of the media, or the members of staff of the sports division, well-wishers, coaches, good morning. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to this special presentation ceremony in honor of our Under-16 national netball team, who will proudly represent the Commonwealth of Dominica at the upcoming Jean-Pierre Caribbean Youth Netball Tournament, which is scheduled to take place in Trinidad and Tobago from April the 10th to the 18th. Today we gather not just to present a national team, but to celebrate a journey, one which started in December of 2025 with commitment and discipline. Over the past few months, these 12 young ladies have shown that they have what it takes to make the team, and they showed what it truly means to dedicate themselves to a specific goal. Through these long training sessions, running up the link road, running up the hill, they have shown that success does not come by chance, it comes through hard work and determination. I often remind them that they have to work what they want for in life. And these young ladies did exactly that. They pushed themselves, they stayed focused, and most importantly, they proved to the coaches that they are ready and they have shown what it takes to secure their spots on this national team. Many of them were part of the preparation in 2025, and they were not successful. But this year, they showed that they have what it takes. They went back, they did their homework to secure their spot on the team. So to the players, you are not just representing yourself, you are representing your family, your community, and most importantly, your country. And I want to encourage you to wear Dominica's color with pride, play with heart, and remember that the whole country is there with you. To the coaches and to the support staff, thank you for your commitment, your dedication, your guidance, and your belief in the young ladies. Your efforts have not only shaped them, but built discipline and confident individuals. To the parents, importantly, and the supporters, your encouragement has been the foundation behind their success. We thank you for standing behind them every step of the way. As we officially present this talented team, I would all like to encourage you to rally behind them, cheer them on, encourage them, motivate them, wish them every success that it takes as they travel to Trinidad and Tobago. So to begin this ceremony, I would now like to welcome Mr. Trevor Shillingford, the sports coordinator, to give us a few remarks. Mr. Shillingford.
Thank you, Mrs. James. Honorable Oscar George, Minister of State in the Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development, with specific responsibility for youth and sports. Ms. Colita Hamilton, President of the Dominica Netball Association, members of staff of the sports division, coaches, team manager, Mrs. James, parents, members of the media, and most importantly, young netballers. Good morning. I think Mrs. James did a fantastic job in opening the ceremony. She said to open the ceremony, she was going to invite me to speak, but I think she had already done that. But let me just say that it's a real pleasure for me to be here at this brief but very important ceremony where we present to the rest of Dominica 12 young ladies who will be representing the nation at the 2026 Jean-Pierre Caribbean Youth Netball Tournament. Dominica has been a consistent participation at this tournament over the years, and we have made a lot of strides in this particular tournament. I recall the days when we participated in what the CNA, which is the Caribbean Netball Association, referred to as the developmental division. that is for those who were just on the borderline. And we would participate every year in that particular division. And then we took the bold step somewhere in 2010, I think it was, and we decided that we were no longer developmental, we were going into the mainstream competition. And we did so, and at this present stage, we are ranked in the top 4 in the Caribbean at the under-16 level. And this is really through the efforts and commitment of our young netballers in really putting in the hard work to make the difference in our ranking. Now, this program is one of the most intense programs that we run at the sports division. And as Mrs. James rightly said, the students would commence training in December, and the tournament is usually held in April. So this would give you an idea of the amount of work that the students would have to put in. And I really want at this stage to thank the parents for allowing the students to come out here week after week to participate in the training programs. I know it was very difficult. The students had to give up their Saturdays, probably the Saturdays when they would have to assist around the house with some of the chores, but they would have to give up the Saturdays to be with us. So I know it was not an easy thing for the parents. The students would also have to give up their holidays because we call them back here during the Christmas break. And whatever break we have, we would also call them back here. So I really want to thank the parents for allowing the students to be part of this program, and to thank you, the students, for the commitment that you have shown over the past months. So I think we all deserve a round of applause. Now, we started this journey with 40 young girls, and we are now down to 12. Now, throughout this journey, we have had some very good support from a number of persons. And we want to also recognize the efforts of our drivers, because we did not take anything, leave anything to chance. That is, we ensured that we took care of the girls from home to the stadium and back. So we had 2 committed drivers, one coming from the north and one coming from the east, northeast, who would leave his home at the east to go to the northeast to get the girls, transport them to Roseau, pass through the east to drop off those from the east and back to the northeast. And I really want to thank the drivers for the efforts that they made, and to really show not only were they drivers, but they actually ensured that they took care of the girls. And they ensured that the girls were well disciplined throughout the journey. And I saw you young ladies can see that you had no opportunities to misbehave on the buses. But having said that, I am aware, I have been around the training session, and I'm aware that the group of young ladies that we have are very disciplined young ladies. And this is one of the things participation in sporting activities or sporting programs can do for the young people. It provides them with that level of discipline. And parents, I want to encourage you to continue supporting your children as they partake in the various sporting programs, because that will enable you to have a much better product as a child, right? And I can say that the young ladies that we have here are going to be true representatives of Dominica. I have seen them, I have been around them, and it's a very respectful bunch, and I know that they are going to make Dominica proud. But we are looking forward to your performance on the court. You have put in the hard work during the training session, and this is now all up to you to produce on the court. So what we are doing here today is the beginning. We want to end it with a similar celebration when you get back home with the championship. So that's a challenge to you young ladies. But let me just say that what we are seeing in the development of our young netballers is really a product of a well-structured sporting program within the sports division. That is, at the primary schools, we have what we call the netball coaching caravan, where our students are exposed to netball coaching on a weekly basis throughout the island, where our coaches would go to the primary schools on a weekly basis to engage the primary school students in this coaching program. Now, following the coaching program at the primary school, these students would participate in what we call the netball festivals at the primary school, which would lead to the top 16 primary schools which would participate in the netball championships at the primary schools. Out of this, we have during the summer program, our summer youth netball program, where we invite netballers under the age of 13 and under to participate in the training program during the summer, out of which we have a netball festival towards the end of the summer. What we have done in the past, we have invited teams from St. Lucia, Antigua, St. Kitts, Montserrat, Anguilla, and help me out. We have had teams from St. Martin, who would have come here to Dominica to engage our young under-13 netballers in competition. We have not done so since COVID. It is our intention to return to that program next summer of 2026. Hopefully we can get the blessings of all so that we can see a return of that program. But what we did in the absence of our foreign teams, we placed our students into different groups. So we would have the national under-13 team, the B team, right? You call it, girls? You all can help me. B team. And we would also have the secondary school team and the primary school team. And among these 4 teams, we would form our own tournament. And that we had during the summer of 2025. And most of the girls that we had during the training program actually came from this tournament that we had during the summer period. So it's a result of a well-structured program at the sports division, which is showing the type of results that we are seeing. And we are quite satisfied with the product that we are getting out of this. So I want to encourage you girls, as you go out to represent your country, be at your best behavior, give it your best effort when you're out there on the court. And remember that you have an entire nation behind you. So I want to wish you well and congratulate you for making the final 12 to participate at this year's tournament in Trinidad. All the best, and thank you very much.
So, we would now like to welcome the President of the Dominica Netball Association, Ms. Colita Hamilton, for some brief remarks.
Thank you, Mrs. John. Good morning to everyone. Honorable Oscar George, Minister of State in the Ministry of Youth, Sport and Culture, Mr. Trevor Shillingford, Sports Coordinator of the Sports Division, sports officers present, national team, parents, the media, welcome to everyone. As you travel to Trinidad and Tobago for the Jean-Pierre tournament, remember that you are representing more than yourselves. You carry the pride of your school, your community, and your country every time you step onto the court. You have trained hard and prepared for this moment. Trust your training, trust your teammates, and believe in yourselves. Play with confidence, support one another, and never give up. Because great teams win through teamwork, heart, and determination. There will be challenges, but face them together. Encourage each other, lift each other up, and give your very best in every quarter. No matter the outcome, play in a way which you will be proud of. I also want to sincerely thank your parents for supporting you and the government of the Commonwealth of Dominica through the Sports Division for the continued support of the Under-16 and Grassroots program. And I would like to reflect here on my first term as president in a conversation with Mr. Shillingford, and he explicitly indicated to me that the Under-16 program fell under the auspices of the Sports Division. And I have witnessed for myself Mr. Shillingford fighting tooth and nail for this program. So we thank you, Mr. Shillingford. He is actually a household name at the Caribbean Netball Association executive. And so we thank you for never giving up on this program and for the grassroots program. The Honorable George, I thank you for your commitment in making these opportunities possible for our youth. I am proud of you all, and I wish you all safe journey in mercies.
Moving on with the program, we will now welcome Mr. Honorable Oscar George, Member of State, in the Minister of State. I don't know why I keep saying member. Minister of State in the Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development. Honorable Judge.
Member is fine, by the way. I have no problem in being called member. But thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here this morning. Of course, I want to recognize the sports coordinator, Mr. Shillingford, all the officers of the sports division, president of the Netball Association, Ms. Hamilton, importantly, our young netballers here with us this morning. Parents, I'm happy to see parents here in full force. It shows that you are interested in your child pursuits in sports, and that's very commendable. The media, DBS, GIS, thank you all for being here. I'm happy to be here this morning for many reasons, and one of which is the fact that many times we celebrate our athletes after they do well, and we don't take the time to celebrate them before they end up competing in the activities. And I think that's something that we should do more of as a country. Don't wait for when the competition is over and that they're champions or they are first place, second place to commend them. Let's try to encourage them even before they go out to compete. And that is one of the reasons why we are here this morning, to show love and support to our athletes and to ensure that they can have the encouragement they need to move on. And with that said, I want to first take the opportunity on behalf of the government to congratulate all of the young ladies on being selected to represent Dominica. And I think that is a significant thing, being selected to represent your country. That is a big accomplishment for all of you. The reality is you're going out there to represent 60,000 people, representing the entire country, not just yourself or your family, but representing all of us at home. And we'll be looking at you, we'll be cheering you on, and of course, win or lose, we will always support you. I'm not saying that you should go and lose, and I know that you won't lose, but win or lose, we're going to support you, and of course, I want to congratulate you on this significant achievement. Let's give ourselves a round of applause for taking up the mantle and being selected to represent the island of Dominica. That's tremendous. For a number of years, our government, through the Ministry of Sports, has made it its priority to promote and support our athletes as much as practically possible. We have also aimed to develop the skills and abilities of our athletes at a very young age at the school level, all in an effort to be able to compete at the regional and international stage. We are here today at the Windsor Park Stadium to keep that commitment to our young Under-16 netballers who will compete in the Caribbean Youth Championships in Trinidad from next weekend. And they will not only take part in the competition, but I'm sure that they will do well and represent Dominica with excellence and high standards. And because of this, the government of Dominica is proud to have supported netball over a number of years. Not just at the school level, as indicated by our coordinator through the sports division, but also on the national level and the regional levels. And the record will show that the government has supported our girls in the sport of netball, which, by the way, is the most popular female sport in Dominica. And that is one of the reasons why we have to continue investing in netball. This is the most popular female sport in Dominica, and we have to encourage our females to take part in sports. Gone are the days when sports was seen as just a boy thing or male thing. Nowadays, women have equal opportunities to excel in sports, and we have to encourage our young girls to become athletes. So I'm aware that through the government and the Ministry of Sports, we have supported netball through the ECCB Championship. I think we hosted some years ago in Dominica. That was a real success for us. We have supported the youth championships, as we're doing here today. And of course, we also want to support, or we also have supported grassroots movements in netball. I recall recently we gave a subvention to the Netball Association with the intention to support grassroots netball. And when I say grassroots netball, I'm referring to the local leagues. what happens to the girls when they leave the school setup? If we're not careful, we're going to lose a lot of our athletes when they leave the school setup. And that is where grassroots sports come into play. Your local community clubs, your local national leagues, and we have to encourage our girls to take part in these leagues, and of course to support the association to make that a reality. And of course this year is no different. The government will of course provide the support to ensure that our girls can compete in Trinidad. And this support is important because competitions like the Youth Netball Championships can have a positive impact on the overall development of sport in Dominica. And this tournament gives our young girls, like yourselves, the much needed exposure to develop your skills, your abilities, and competitive appetite, which you have gained from your school leagues and the local leagues. So I really want to take some time to applaud the efforts of the sports coordinator and the staff of the division for leading and ensuring that you all are prepared for this year. I was aware that you guys have been training for quite a bit of months. I have seen on many occasions the training ongoing at the forecourt at the Windsor Park. And I dare say that many times we have the challenge where persons only train for about a month, for a few weeks, just before competition. That is not the case this year. We have trained for a number of months, and I'm confident that that training has adequately prepared us to compete and represent Dominica very well. So I want to put on record our commendations to the sports division. Let's give the sports division a round of applause for the efforts. Because we know it's not easy to coordinate sports in a country like Dominica. And you have children from the north and the south, the east, the west, the problems with transportation, the problem with school hours and all these things. It can be very difficult to get everybody into one space at a particular time. It takes a lot of effort and, of course, resources. So I want to commend them for their efforts in that regard. I also want to take some time to thank the association, Ms. Hamilton. I think that's a first term or second term? Second term, so it's relatively new. And of course, netball has challenges, but we commit to support netball in any way possible. But they have been doing a wonderful job in providing the leadership and of course, supporting the division in any way they can. And I want to say to our netballers in particular that hard work always pays off. But for it to pay off, you must be dedicated, you must be committed and enthusiastic when it comes to netball. This is the only way you will get to where you want to get and achieve the results you desire. You must have a positive attitude to training at all times. Too many times persons get upset when they train and the sun is hot and rain falling and I'm tired and all types of excuses to not train. But the only way you're going to succeed in sports is when you train and train hard and train regularly. And as I always say, if you know as an athlete that you have a weakness, when you're in training, you should try to address that weakness. Do not wait for when you get in the competition for you to try to address that. You have to train and build your strength in your weak areas. Okay? And of course, it's important as young ladies that you remain healthy and look after your body, which is basically your main tool or your main asset when it comes to sports. And of course, you have to have respect for your coaches and your administrators. That's very important. Don't be disrespectful and stuff, and don't talk back and take advice and stuff like that. I also encourage all the parents to allow your students to participate in the various leagues organized at the school level. The benefits of being actively involved in sports far outweighs any potential negative impact. The reality is that we are in an exciting era when it comes to sport and sport development in Dominica. Many athletes are excelling in Dominica who were all beneficiaries of the various programs and initiatives by the government and the association. So many more opportunities are being created by this government, and it's left to you young ladies to grab these opportunities with both hands. So my friends, I will end by wishing you all the best in Trinidad. Remember that playing for your country at any level is a great honor and a privilege. take that responsibility seriously. You're all ambassadors of the sport of netball. And when you're ambassadors, you must carry yourself in a particular way. Younger players will look up to you. Older players will give you advice, and many times they will also criticize you. But you have to take both with humility and improve your game over time. Sports has the potential for both personal and national development. So I urge all of you girls to take the opportunities available to you. We support you and we appreciate you. Go out there and do well. Thank you very much.
Of the team which will represent the Commonwealth of Dominica at the 22nd edition of the Caribbean Netball Association Jean-Pierre Caribbean Youth Netball Tournaments. The 12 young ladies, as your names are called, we would like to invite you to receive your jackets from the Honorable Oscar George. And the names will be called in alphabetical order. We're practicing for when the real tournament reach. So we'll start off with Jacolia Benjamin of the Portsmouth Secondary School. She plays the position of goal attack and goal shooter. Up next, we have Catalina Bugunu of the Northeast Comprehensive School, who plays the position of goal attack and goal shooter. Up next, we have Miss Kaylen George of the Pierre Charles Secondary School, who plays the position goalkeeper and goal defense. Chloe Gregoire of the Convent High School, playing the position goal attack and goal shooter. We have Miss Diana Jacob of the Northeast Comprehensive School, positions played wing defense, goal defense, and even goalkeeper. We also have Miss Kilvria John of the Isaiah Thomas Secondary School, playing positions wing defense and goal defense. Up next, we have Miss Kiera Masle of the Portsmouth Secondary School, playing positions wing defense and goal defense. We also have Miss Tricia Pierre of the Goodwill Secondary School, playing positions goal attack and goal shooter. Up next, we have Miss Adari Samuel of the Northeast Comprehensive School, playing positions wing attack, goal attack, and goal shooter. Up next, we have Miss Tyra Simeon of the Goodwill Secondary School, playing positions center and wing attack. Up next, Alicia Stevens of the Northeast Comprehensive School, playing positions center, wing defense, and goal defense. And last but not least, we have Miss Alian Tuse of the Convent High School, playing positions center, our new center, goalkeeper, and goal defense. Young ladies, I would like to invite all of you all to take a photo with the Honorable Minister.
Congratulations, you're the captain of the Dominica Under-16 netball team. First of all, just tell me, what does it mean for you to captain this team?
Well, it means a lot to me because I've been playing netball since I was 12, and I always had the dream of being on the national team. And in my last year, especially, to be able to be captain, it really means a lot to me. It shows me that when I put in my hard work, I can reach for the stars and get where I want to get.
In terms of preparations, how has it been for you guys? Since December you've been in training, we're now winding down to the start of the tournament. How has training been for the team?
Very difficult. There were days where we used to run up the hill there like a lot of times, and a lot of people used to vomit, but like that's how hard we used to work. They used to tell us, it's always best to eat before training because they know they're going to work us to the bone. And I know when they're working us to the bone that we'll be able to play even harder at the tournament. So despite the hard training, I feel like we'll do very well at the tournament.
All right. In terms of the team's chemistry, tell me about the team's chemistry. Are you guys, gelling well?
I believe we're gelling well. We've had a lot of chill moments. Like the other day we went for ice cream. Impromptu was just chill. I feel like we have a good chemistry, and I feel like that chemistry will be seen on the court when we get there.
All right. Now, what about confidence heading into the tournament? Like we've heard, Dominica has been a formidable force among the other teams. What about you yourself, your confidence, the team's confidence heading into that tournament?
I have the confidence that we can make it in the top three. I feel like sometimes, when you get the jitters, you tend to play a little iffy. But I feel like once we start that first game when we're in Trinidad, I think those nerves will just shed off, and like our confidence will just boost through, and then we'll make it to the top three for sure.
All right. Final question. Without shedding too many details, what do you think are going to be some of the key factors, maybe leading Dominica to a trophy, or your playing style? What are going to be some of the key factors?
Like I said, our chemistry and our hard work, I think that once we get on the court and we get a feel of our opponents, we'll definitely beat them.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.